Preston here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another sports video. You're going to see a couple of these. We have this one today, which is a breakdown, a preview and prediction of UFC 220, and the next one will be discussing the NFL playoffs that are happening right now, predicting the conference championships and the Super Bowl, and talking about the games from the divisional rounds because some crazy stuff happened. Anyways, yeah, like I said, today we're talking about UFC 220, which happens this Saturday in Boston, Massachusetts. Probably said that right. Sorry about that. In the TD Garden, January 20th. So make sure you buy the fight. It'll be on pay-per-view everywhere you can get pay-per-views. Anyways, looking through the fight card, I mean, I knew I'm getting this fight. I'm having some friends over who have never watched UFC before. I'm trying to convert them into fans. It's not the best card to try to convert someone with. It's very top-heavy. The two main events, the main event and the co-main event, are pretty much the only thing that with any name recognition at all. Now, that's not saying the other fights will be bad because, I mean, there's plenty of good fights between, I guess you could kind of say, no-name fighters, you know. Like, everyone's unranked except, well, actually, no, that's not true at all. They could be ranked. It doesn't say it on it. But anyways, no one's a big name except the title fights. I mean, even one of the title challengers, Volkan Ozdemir, is not that big of a name, and Stipe Miocic, the heavyweight champion, is not. None of them are big draws, but it's going to be really exciting. This is we got a heavyweight and a light heavyweight title fight, so the two heaviest weighted divisions are going to be fighting this weekend. So I'm just going to put all my focus into those two fights, which is most people have done that. So I mean, it's fine. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the light heavyweight fight, which is between Daniel Cormier and Volkan Ozdemir. Daniel Cormier is obviously a veteran in the sport. His only loss in the UFC, well, both of them have only been to John Jones. Obviously, the one was called a no contest due to the failed steroid test by John Jones, although more of that's been coming out recently. He even took a polygraph and passed, showing that he took it without knowing that whatever he took was, not bugged, you know what I mean, tainted with this whatever steroid, the Turinabol or whatever it was. So there's that, but that's a whole different story. But with this, so yes, I said DC's never lost to anyone except John Jones. And Volkan Ozdemir is no John Jones. I feel like unless DC gets caught somehow, or he somehow fell off a cliff after his last performance, he should win this fight. I don't know how far this will go. You know, I'm gonna say it. I'll just say 5-round decision for DC. I mean, it could be something else. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, anyone can get dropped. It's just kind of how the UFC is that I feel like if it could go to decision, and if it does, it'll be DC for sure. The only way Volkan wins is a knockout. I can't see any other way where he, like, dominates DC for 5 whole rounds, or 3 of the 5 rounds anyways. That's all I got to say on that part. Volkan is, like, one of the first UFC fighters coming out of Switzerland, so I guess he has that to represent, but DC will probably just be in too much for him in his first title fight because he rose up fast too. It's like he's barely had any fighting in. Sorry, I keep looking at the laptop, but he's barely had any fighting in the UFC at all. So this is probably going to be more of a learning experience for him, kind of give him some experience with challenging for a title, and I'm sure he'll be back at a later time, just not right now. Then for the heavyweight title fight, the main event of the evening, we have Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. Stipe is going for the record of most heavyweight title defenses in a row with, is it 3, I believe? Yeah. And that just goes to show how much the heavyweight division flips forever. I mean, since the UFC's first division was heavyweight, and they're the first one to have a champion in that division, and it's never been held more than 3 defenses, which is crazy. And Stipe has a good chance, I'd say. I mean, the odds have it like barely ahead for Ngannou just because he's relatively unknown. I mean, we still haven't seen a ton of him. He's had some crazy knockouts. Obviously, he's coming off the crazy knockout against Alistair Overeem. But Overeem's kind of been on his way out, if we're being honest. I mean, the whole heavyweight division's been pretty died out, and Ngannou's like the only spark of light, this young gun coming up. So it should be a really good fight, and obviously it's heavyweight. So I feel like it's going to be a knockout. I'm just not sure who's going to get it. Ngannou punches harder, for sure. I mean, he did that. There's some machine they have at the UFC Performance Institute that tests his punch power, and they have like a record for everyone who's ever punched it, and Ngannou had the record for the strongest punch ever used on that company's machines. So that guy's got a crazy punch. I think Dana White said it compared to the force of like a sledgehammer being like fully pushed down on concrete. So I mean, it's gonna hurt. From what I've seen, Stipe is not like the best evader, but he's a warrior. He'll gruel it out. I mean, the dude firefights when he's not fighting, and so he's definitely not someone to be overlooked or messed with. It should be a really good fight, but I think I'm gonna give it to Francis Ngannou by a knockout. And let's go with his prediction. No, he said second. I'm gonna say third, I guess, because I guess there's gonna be. I feel like the first round's definitely gonna be like a feeling out process, because I believe they'll respect one another's power and the skill, because I'd say Francis is more raw, but he's super powerful, and obviously Stipe is really refined, and he's been doing this craft for a while now. So that should be a really interesting fight, but I'm going to give it to Francis. So, like I said, the recap, I said Daniel Cormier decision, Francis Ngannou knockout. Let me know what your opinions are on this card. I look forward to watching it this Saturday. Comment who you think's going to win. If there's anything you have to say about any of the other fights on this undercard or the prelims. I mean, the only fights I won't watch is the preliminary card on Fight Pass, because I don't have Fight Pass. But yeah, so let me know who you think's going to win. What fights are you looking forward to? I mean, Khabib versus Tony. I believe Tony Ferguson is about to be announced soon, so that's going to be a great fight. Looking forward to that. So yeah, go ahead, comment below your opinions. Who you got, DC versus Volkan and Francis versus Stipe. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you go check out the pay-per-view this Saturday on probably $60 HD. I know the price kind of sucks, but you know, you do what you got to do. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content. I post more than just UFC, just so you know, but I will post more and more UFC now, because this is like my first full year really getting into it. I really got more in the UFC towards the end of last year. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. This is KMA Preston signing out. See you guys later.